Hello, guys, and welcome to AI Isn't Gonna Rule the World. And this is part 2. I'm gonna see if AI can make a good horror story. So I'm using ChatGPT, seeing if it can actually do well.
What in the 6-7? Up my ding ding show!
Oops.
I can't pull out
Oh, wait.
Duckatron, Buttatron.
Make.
Oh. I'm just going straight in the middle.
The man in the vents. It started with the clicking. Melissa first noticed it late one night while studying in her dorm room. A soft, rhythmic click,
So I'm
click,
staying on the
click
top first.
coming from the air vent
I'm gonna
above
hit the
her desk.
sides, jump to the
She
middle,
paused her music,
then
leaned closer, and
in the
listened.
middle.
Wait, wait,
If it gets too close,
wait.
I jump down.
So, she paused music, leaned closer to the ceiling.
So we're starting on the sides instead of ending on the sides.
Silence. Okay, back to the story. Silence. Shrugging it off as old building noises, she went back to her laptop. The next night, it returned. Oh no, so scary. Click, click, click.
I didn't get it in the middle.
Then a whisper. Too soft to make out, but unmistakably human. She stood on her chair and peered into the vent. Just darkness, dust, a few cobwebs. Probably a mouse, she thought. Maybe two. But the whispers kept coming every night, and they got clearer. By the fifth night, she could hear it. Is she working at, Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria? Because it says fifth night. Fifth night. There we go.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Anyways.
Place that I wanna be, I just don't get it.
She screamed and ran out into the hallway. Her roommate Jenna convinced her it was just stress. Finals, lack of sleep, an overactive imagination. But Melissa knew what she heard. She bought a flashlight, waited until night, and when the clicking came again, she climbed up and pointed the beam into the vent. Yeah, I think she's a skinwalker, because she climbed on the wall, onto the ceiling, pointed a flashlight into a vent. What she saw was not a mouse. Two eyes stared at her, wide, pale, bloodshot, and smiling beneath them, a mouth stretched impossibly thin across a gaunt face. She dropped the flashlight. The light rolled and flickered out. The whisper came again, louder now. Let me out. Campus security didn't believe her. Maintenance checked the vents and found nothing. No signs of tampering. No footprints. No man. Melissa stopped sleeping. She covered the vents with duct tape, blasted music all night, moved her bed to the hallway. It's campus. How? What? Jenna tried to help. She even agreed to sleep in the room with her. It says she moved her bed to the hallway in campus. So Jenna's agreeing to sleep in the hallway? Just one night, she said. To to prove there's nothing there. At 2:13 a.m., Jenna woke up screaming. There were scratches down her arms, deep, bleeding. She said something cold had grabbed her, crawled out of the vent. Melissa left campus that night, but the man in the vents followed her. No matter where she stays, hotels, friends' houses, even her parents' home. The clicking returns, always in the vents, always at night. Click, click, click. Melissa, you saw me. Now I'm part of you. The end. Want something even darker or more surreal? Yes.
Every
'Cause
time I die, I have to eat gummies. If I eat too many gummies, I'll have diarrhea.
diarrhea. Okay, so let's see.
3, 2, 1, go. For the final
Okay.
mother planking time.
Also, if I get scared, that means AI might actually take over the world. And I'm gonna have it tell me 3 different stories, pretty much.
20 seconds in and I die. I got this now.
Sorry, I zoned out. The echo of shadows. Ooh. Lucy's apartment had always felt a little wrong. It wasn't anything specific, just a lingering sense of unease that sat on her chest like a weight. The walls were thin, and she could hear the city outside. Sirens, people shouting, the soft hum of streetlights. But inside, it was always quiet. Too quiet. It's too quiet. It's quiet here. Too quiet.
Oh my goodness, Daddy. Second floor, second layer, I guess.
What was a person sitting on her chest or something? Like Queso? No, Queso's too big. She'd moved in a few months ago, desperate to escape her past, hoping a change of scenery would help her forget. But now, the apartment felt more like a cage than a refuge.
That was so close.
It started with the mirrors. At first, they were nothing out of the ordinary. Yeah, they cracked when you were in front of them. It's because you're ugly, Lucy. I know. Very sad. A small one above the bathroom sink, another in the hallway, a larger one in the living room. Lucy had always been mildly obsessed with her reflection, the way it captured her in that brief, fleeting moment before she turned away. Um, um, what reflection? You broke the mirrors. You have to keep buying them.
This is all for nothing.
Wait, where was it? Okay, but lately she'd catch glimpses of something more. She'd be brushing her hair in the bathroom, and her reflection wouldn't match her movements. It was always a split second behind, like it was watching her, waiting. The first time it happened, she chalked it up to exhaustion. Then it happened again and again. One night, after a long day at work, Lucy stood in front of the mirror in her living room, staring at herself. She looked tired. Her skin was pale, dark circles under her eyes. She reached up to touch her face, her reflection doing the same. But then her reflection didn't stop. It continued moving, fingers pressing into her skin with unnerving precision, as if it was exploring her features, examining her like an alien being. Bro. Frozen in fear, Lucy couldn't tear her eyes away. Her reflection smiled, a slow, twisted grin that didn't belong to her. "We're not the same, are we?" it whispered, voice muffled but clear. Wait, no, I can do that better. "We're not the same, are we?" it whispered, voice muffled but clear.
I did it! I did it! I finally did it!
Lucy stumbled back, her purse racing. She's sorry. She slammed her hand into the mirror, and the reflection jerked but didn't crack.
Reading that for a second.
It stayed there.
It's still too bright. I
It's
can't see them.
It stayed there, smiling at her, its eyes dark and hollow. Terrified, she ripped the mirror off the wall and threw it out the window. But it didn't stop.
Oh, I can't even see anything.
Every mirror in the apartment began to distort. At night, she could hear soft, whispering voices coming from the mirrors, seeping through the walls. They grew louder, more frantic, as if the reflections were trying to break free. Then the real terror began.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna put you low. So you're reading AI? Let's see. Dude. All the noobs. And oh my goodness. So that's how my game show. Survive Hexa Havoc. I don't think I survived.
Lucy woke up one morning to find herself standing in front of the mirror in the hallway. She had no memory of getting out of bed, no memory of walking into the hallway at all. But there she was, standing in front of the glass, her reflection not moving. It was watching her. Her reflection didn't mimic her movements. It stayed perfectly still, and then it smiled again. But this time, the smile stretched wider, impossibly wide. It opened its mouth, a black, empty void that seemed to swallow the light around it. "You've been away for too long," it said. "Now you'll stay." Bro, this is not scary. This is funny. This should be a comedy thing. Panic gripped her chest. She tried to turn away, but her legs wouldn't move. She was rooted to the spot, eyes locking on to the reflection, and then it moved. The reflection reached out of the glass, fingers extending through the surface like water, grabbing her wrist, pulling her in. Lucy screamed. She fought, she kicked and screamed until the whole world around her began to distort, melting into shadows. The walls dissolved, the floors vanished. She was being dragged into the mirror. But when it finally let go, she was not alone. There were others, people all distorted, their face frozen in grotesque, contorted expressions. Some had their eyes wide open. Others were smiling, but none of them spoke. They were reflections of people who had been trapped in the glass for what seemed like centuries. Their bodies were translucent, flickering in and out of reality. And in the center of them all stood Lucy. her reflection. It was perfectly still, and now it was her. It tilted its head, staring at her with an expression of cold amusement. You thought you could escape, it whispered, but you're already here. The walls of the apartment, her life, her very being, none of it existed anymore. She was the reflection, and the reflection was her. The end. Bro.
Everyone died except for me. I won my
I'm sorry, there's just too many words. I'm gonna end the video here. Bye.